You son of a gun!
Everyone, welcome back. Let's continue from where we left off. Next question is from the Game Boys 123, and they have one question. What is it? If I were to invent a video game character, it'd probably be stolen from other cool characters. For starters, the character would have to have a chainsaw for a hand. Really, that's really the only prerequisite I have, is that he'd be awesome and have a chainsaw for a hand. And Mad World kind of did that, but I'd have just his chainsaw always out. And kind of tweak the character a little bit. Other than that, I don't know. That's the only cool aspect I would put, is just to have a chainsaw for a hand, maybe a shotgun in the other. Well, you know what? They have those Evil Dead games, but I don't know. I'd make it more action-packed. What would his style be? I don't know. Just cutting up people with a chainsaw. What more do you want? All right. Next question. It's from MNOPXS2, or Natasha. She's got two questions. What are they?
One question is, if you play, who's your favorite character in Super Smash Brothers? Any of them, that you like to use a lot?
Oh, my favorite character in Smash Brothers. Well, I never really did play the original one too much. I wound up getting it after the Nintendo 64 craze had died, if there was a Nintendo 64 craze. There was, on the GameCube one, the Super Smash Bros. Melee, a character I always used to take was Pichu. And now the reason I used to take Pichu is because he had that. This was back when my friends had the game and I didn't have it. But I used to take Pichu because he had that move that would just fire across the screen. He'd kind of do like an E-Honda, shoot across the screen. And I used to just annoy everybody just by shooting across the screen, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I used to kill myself a lot. I had more self-destructs than anybody, but it was so much fun when I hit somebody, so I wound up doing that a lot. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl, my favorite character is it's King Dedede, or King Dedede, however you pronounce it. I just like the fact that he could float in the air, he could toss his minions out, and I just like his movesets. I always played online with him, and I don't think anybody even comes a close second. So then, what's your second question, Natasha?
What's the largest cross-stitch your fiancé has done?
Alright, now I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure this is the biggest one she's completed so far. And I was looking around, I didn't see any bigger ones. I know she's working on one in process that is bigger than this one, but she actually just finished this one a couple weeks ago. And here we go, it's all different Marios. We got Mario at the top, and the Balloon Mario, Raccoon Mario, Fire Mario, the old 8-bit Mario over there, little Mario from Mario 3. There's even a Mario 2 in there, and the frogs, and and the bubbles. And the only reason this isn't up hanging on the wall somewhere is, one, we don't have any space, and two, we're going to be moving soon anyway. So we'll find a spot for this when we move. And yeah, so thanks for your questions. Next question is from Cheesy Rhino. What you got to ask me?
Which of the Super Mario Galaxy games do you like better? Number 1 or 2?
So which Mario Galaxy do I like more? 1 or 2? Well, just flat out, I have to say 2, just because I'm still playing the game. I'm barely into the second or third world. I can't even remember either world or galaxy or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, it's basically the same as the original Mario Galaxy, except they added a whole lot more to it. So I'm just going to have to go with the second one. Alright, next question is from The Real Agrabah. What you got for me?
Out of 2 or 3 games you can name on top of your head, which Nintendo Game Boy games, could be GBA, can be Game Boy Color, do you think that are underrated? You think that they're really fantastic, they're actually good, not just, thinking it's good, but it's full well good, the graphics, the sprites, the palette, everything about it's just well-rounded. Sorry, scratching off this little bit of, yeah. Everything about the game is well-rounded, fantastic, and should be recommended to everybody. Which one do you think it should be?
All right, well, I have two because it's so hard for me to come up with a Game Boy or Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance game that is kind of underground. And the first one I'm going to show here is Burger Time Deluxe. Now, I'm a big fan of Burger Time, and this isn't a port. This is a kind of a pseudo-sequel or a sequel of sorts. You got the same gameplay mechanics where the hot dogs are chased and you have to run across the buns and everything. But this game has an end. There's about 24 levels, and they're not easy. And there are power-ups that do appear. Not only do you get the pepper, but you get extra lives, you get invincibility, and you know, speed up shoes or whatever. And it looks great on the original Game Boy. I used to have this one as a kid, and when I saw this again, I had to pick it up again. And I actually did a couple videos on this game, a review even. Yeah, it's one of the best Game Boy games out there, and I don't think a lot of people know about this game. Now, the second one is a little bit more popular because there have been many, many sequels of this game. But, yeah, the original WarioWare, I bought this game on a whim, and I was blown away. It's a puzzle game wherein you have about 5 seconds to play a game. And you have to figure out what to do in the game and how to complete the game before time runs out. And once you complete the task, you do it again and you do it again. Everything gets faster and faster and harder. And the graphics are just off the wall for Game Boy Advance. And you know, that's all I really, because I had a Game Boy, and after the Game Boy, I didn't have a Game Boy again until the Game Boy Advance. And the only reason I got that was because a whole bunch of my friends were playing Pokemon, and I wound up just, you know, joining them for the hell of it. Pokemon Sapphire was the first Pokemon game. And it was just so I could play with them. But since then, I've bought a lot of Pokemon games. And yeah, I hope when the next one comes out, I don't buy it because it just sucks a lot of my time away. I could be playing something else. All right. Anyway, next question is from, actually, two questions are from Mr. BGK95. What's your questions?
The first one is, I would ask, what is your favorite soft drink or soda or whatever you want to call it, pop?
Well, my favorite soft drink or soda pop or Coke or whatever you want to call it used to be Diet Coke with lime. But, you know, I drank Diet Coke for a long time, ever since I was in high school. And, you know, just maybe half a year ago or so, it just wasn't as enjoying as it used to be. So I just kind of gave up on all soda altogether. Now, occasionally I will, you know, drink something. Like if I'm at Taco Bell, they have Berry Blast, I think, or Mountain Blast, or whatever that green Mountain Dew is, and I'll drink that. But that's just because they don't have tea. They have raspberry tea, but I like unsweetened tea, and that's what I've been drinking now. Or that or Arnold Palmer's. I've been really on Arnold Palmer's. But there have been a couple of sodas in the past, though, that were limited time that are gone, and one of them is Pepsi Blue, and I loved Pepsi Blue. It was kind of just a weird taste, and I think that's probably why it didn't last so long. I'm sure there's another one. I can't think of it. But yeah, I don't really drink soda anymore. Arnold Palmer's are my favorite drink. What's your next question?
What is the longest you've ever grown your beard out?
Well, you're looking at it. This is as long as my beard has ever been. And it's been really almost not trimmed ever. I trimmed it like once. So, yeah. See, it's all fluffy on the side here. And I do need to trim it, I think. But, yeah, whatever. All right, everybody. It looks like I ran out of time on this video. I'll continue these questions in the next video, which should be uploaded the next day, barring any unforeseen circumstances. See you then.
Any living creature who touches my magic scepter will never wake up again.
Admittedly, it's a design flaw, but